on YouTube? It's James with ChiHammer Fantasy Battle Reports, and I got a special game here today. It's my 50th battle report. My 50th 9th Age battle report. I have posted every single game that I've ever played in 9th Age, and this is number 50, guys. And not only is it number 50, it's number 50 against Oncebitten. If you haven't checked out Oncebitten's 360's YouTube page, I have no idea why you're watching mine, because everybody knows Oncebitten. Like 1/5 of the people know mine. Anyways, so I got game 50. I went out to Brawler's Bash out in North Carolina, and took my army on the plane. And God, I'll never do that again. My army got destroyed on the plane, but I spent the night before just gluing up my army, fixing up whatever broke, and then I came out the day before Brawler's Bash to get a game against Oncebitten and also against Spam Sandwich. So I got this game against Oncebitten, and first off, I am shocked. I watched his battle report. He already has this battle report up on his channel, and it's really cool because you get to see the perspective from both sides. You get to see, what I was thinking, what he was thinking, and at the same time, I don't think he's very familiar with the Orcs and Goblins army, and I'm really not familiar with the Beast Herds. So it's really interesting to fight an opponent that you're kind of like, huh, what is that? Also, he put up his pictures on, or his battle reports on YouTube, and he doesn't have that many pictures. I mean, I watched him. I'm taking pictures for every action and reaction and stuff like that, and this guy just takes his camera out of his pocket like every, I don't know, like big thing that happens, and he just remembers it all. Now, granted, I went through about 16 games in the last week and a half, so there's a lot of games going on, so the pictures help me remember exactly what happened. Sometimes I forget. It's just the truth is. But this guy remembered like details that I'm like, how the hell did you know that without a picture, man? Anyways, so we're going to go over what both of our armies brought to the table, and we're going to go over this. And if you guys haven't seen this battle report yet on his side, I'm glad you're watching, and you'll have a good time. This is a hell of a game. We're going to get bloody in this game. I'm just telling you that right now, but let's go over what we brought to the table first off. So, on my side over here, I got my 20 Forest Goblins. The 20 Forest Goblins have the banner that gives them poison. Again, this is version 11, guys, version 0.11. So it's not version 0.99. This banner doesn't exist in 0.99. But they got tomahawks, they got short bows, and they got the poison banner. Over here, I have my level 2 of Wilderness. He has a book for an extra spell, and he also has a Ruby Ring of Ruin or Red Ring of Fire or whatever it's called. This is Kabuto the Python. Over here, I have my Splatterer. I have King Koopa. King Koopa is a Goblin Lord. He has a 1-up armor, 4-up regen, and resistance to fire. Over here I have my 2 Git Launchers. I have a unit of Wolf Raiders. There's 5 of them. Fast Cav. That's about it. Over here I have a unit of 33 Orc Ed Bashers, and they have the BSB with them. The BSB is a Iron Orc with the banner is Ironhide banner that gives them protection against shooting. Now, to be honest, I've been taking this banner for a while. I think since one of the games I played with Len, where Len just decimated me with skinks, and I realize, it pays off greatly for a fight like that where I'm fighting somebody who just has so much shooting. But I just went through about 16 to 18 games where I rarely got shot. So I'm contemplating just just ditching this banner and doing something else with this unit. Now, Oncebitten keeps on bringing it up to my attention after this game here today. He's like, these guys, they look so menacing. They look like they're gonna wreck face when they get into combat, because there's just so many of them. They're big and strong models, and I think what it is the models, like the perception of the model itself. They just look so fierce. In reality, I think I should just switch out my models to look more like these guys here, so that way they get a more accurate representation of their damage potential. Alright, anyways, over here I got my Nasher herd, got 30 of them. These guys are just little evil bastards. And then over here I have a unit. I put 14 models down. It's supposed to be 12. I never cheated the guy. I only took 12 shots, and I realized, I used the wrong movement tray and put 2 more. But it's 12 orcs with crossbows and heavy armor. Over here I got Warboss Dread Irontooth with his 2-up armor, his 4-up ward, and he also gets 11 attacks total, 12 with the stomp, 13 if I call out a wog. this guy is just nuts. Over here I got my A-Rock, my trusty Gargantula. She is my Ocon and my Brawler's Bash tournament champion. On both of them, she just racked in the most points on out of the total of all 10 games. She has racked up all the points. Over here, I have my level 2 Goblin Shaman, Baxter, and he just has the Dispel Scroll and Lore of Shadow. Now, for Oncebitten, he brought out a huge unit of Minotaurs. I think they're just Minotaurs. There are 8 of them. One of them's a champ, and they get a shit ton of attacks. They're frenzied. They get I think 3 base attacks, 4 with frenzy, and then he could get up to 5 or 6 with totems and spells and stuff. Over here he has a huge block, and I mean a huge block of wild horns, I think they're called. And let's see, that's 5, 9 times 5, that's 45 of them. Holy shit, or 42, 43 in characters. So he does have his BSB in that unit, he does have his general in that unit, he does have his shaman in that unit. So that unit is a big block to deal with, and they get a lot of attacks. They got some power heavy hitters in the front. That right there is just a deadly unit. Over here he has 2 of those dragon centaurs. I forgot what he was playing them as, but basically they're just two monsters that he's playing. And then on the left you can kind of see him, he's facing the wrong way. It's his centaur with like a bolt thrower, and it always hits on 4s, I believe it is, and it just penetrates ranks like bolt thrower does. And then over here you can see he has all his giants. He has 2 giants that are sober, they're not drunk today, and then he does have a Gortax on the right. The Gortax, it's like a giant, but it has so many more things. It gets impact hits, it gets a bunch of different attacks. It's not as what's the word I'm looking for? Obviously there's a big point difference, but the giants have such a limited use compared to the Gortax. Gortax is a killing machine. And then he has this Jabber Scythe over here. This guy's cool. I like the model he's using for it. It just kind of looks like it's very interesting. It's different. It's definitely different. Look at that tail. It's all like little spikes and stuff. Over here he has a chariot, and then he does have a couple 2 units over here. These units are whatchamacallit, ambushers, like whatever the Ungors are nowadays, I guess. And then he does have a Briar Beast that I don't know where I put the picture of that one at, but the Briar Beast can pop up in the woods anywhere. So he deploys his army like this. Oh, he has these 2 guys on the you can see one by the house on the right. That one is it's like random movement. It's some sort of beast. It's a random movement beast. Gets a couple attacks each. I think they're only 55 points or something like that. And he has another one, I think, even further right or further left. Or actually, I think that is the Briar Beast. I don't remember. So actually, I think that is the Briar Beast, to be honest. So he kind of funnels himself already. He's going to use that house in the river as protection. I try to use the river as a I deployed my army first, obviously. And while I was doing that, I think we started off trading back and forth, where he's deploying, where I'm deploying, and I just decided I'm going to just drop the rest of my army off, because I have that little river as my protection from my shooting. My shooting could kind of use that as nobody's going to want to charge across it. They're not going to be able to march across it, so they're going to have to come around through the other side. So he started moving his army to the middle of the table, and he has a close combat army. I have a shooting army. I should have the advantage. So I have to take advantage of the first turn. And we're going to go over Vanguard. Since his giants are not drunk, they're sober, they're going to be able to Vanguard as well. So he goes ahead and Vanguards one of his giants like so. I go ahead and I Vanguard Longshot over here. And I don't even know why I did that, to be honest. I think I just could have stayed a little bit further in range. But right now, Longshot's main target is the chariot. My Wolf Rider's main target is to chaff up his Minotaurs, because the Minotaurs could just run across the table no problem. They're frenzied, and they'll just destroy any of my units. My Forest Goblins are going to go ahead and sit back. I'm going to pull up a different picture here. My Forest Goblins are going to sit back inside the trees, wait for that Briar Beast to pop, because that's the only forest here. And plus, they're stubborn in the forest. And I'm giving myself enough space so that the Forest Goblins can run back, I believe. I might have messed that up, though. I have Dread on the right flank. Dread can kind of just fly around, do whatever he needs, and then the crossbow orcs are actually in a prime location where they could just shoot every round and not have an issue. The war machines are all on the right. Koopa is far off on the left, and the Koopa that's actually after turn one. This is turn one. He's moving up. He doesn't really care. He's just going to go for whoever he sees, and he's just going to go for it. So right now, I need to hit him hard with my war machines. I need to get a good shot with my stone thrower. I got to get a good shot with my web launcher. I got to get a good shot with all my crossbows. I got to get just nail some units. One thing I forgot about, and this is not the first time I've done this, is I leave too much space for his ambushers to come on the table and just destroy my war machines. And you could see it right now. There's just too many gaps over there, so the ambushers can kind of go around all around. Magic phase, I got 7 power dice, and I go ahead and I throw up Swarm of Insects. I throw 2 dice onto it. He lets it go through, and I just pop off one of these Dragon Centaurs, just like, and got 3 6s. That's all I needed. It's dead. So then I go ahead and I do Chariot of the Mist, and I'm trying to rearrange some units. I think I wanted to move my my squigs up ahead because I kind of had them in a weird spot to begin with on deployment, and he stops that. So I go ahead and I throw up a couple dice onto Shadow Miasma, and I lower these guys' movement down so that they don't get across the table as fast. I go ahead and I use Longshot to do his job on the Chariot, and it does 2 wounds. 2 wounds! I love that little guy with his shotgun. I go ahead and I use the Web Launcher. Web Launcher's going to go ahead and shoot, and it misfires. It misfires. I actually used a different dice because Tunis and Witchify was like, dude, you gotta stop using your misfire dice because that thing just constantly misfires. And I was like, you're right, I'm just gonna use a regular dice. So I used the regular dice and I still freaking misfired. God damn it. Oh man. So then I'm gonna go ahead and just take a wound. It can shoot like normal next turn. Over here, this Git launcher is going to try to finish off the Chariot. It only gets off 1 wound, so I go ahead and I do the other Git launcher to the Chariot, and it just drifts off this way. Almost hits my Wolf Rider. I had to redirect to get away from my Wolf Riders. The Splatterer goes. I'm trying to hit just that giant chunk of the unit over in the middle because that's like a giant block of point denial right now. So I go ahead and I shoot, and it drifts off. And also the other reason is because if I can shoot at this unit, it's easier to hit something usually than a smaller target that you eventually just miss. But I missed this unit anyways. It shot like 10 inches off. What the hell? It's going to go ahead and start off turn 1, Oncebitten's turn. We're going to go, I don't think how does this go? Well, this is how the table looks more or less right now. He's going to go ahead and pop up his Briar Beast here, and it's like all alien looking like the fly. And I'm not too worried about it because he just pops up right now. He's not going to be able to charge in. I'm going to have 1 turn of shooting him, and he's going to get 40 poison shots to his face. Alright, so then over here, this guy ambushes in, bam, right onto the backside of my war machines, and I'm like, shit, I gotta take care of this guy. Now he is a hero, so he only has 2 wounds, so I could probably do 2 wounds with Longshot. Over here, he's gonna pop up these ambushes over here to the side of my war machine, and I have to deal with them. And now, not only that, his other ambushers didn't pop, so I'm like, okay, I have ways to deal with all 3 of these. I just gotta do it. He charged my wolves with his, I believe his minotaurs, because I'm just in his way. So I go ahead and I flee through his giant, and I take 3 DTs that just failed. And yeah, they're running away for the life of them now. He's gonna go ahead and move his giants and his Gore-Tex around his minotaurs, and this is kind of how it looks right now. He kind of left me the side flank of his giant just because I believe he didn't care if Koopa ran in, and because the giants are stubborn. And this is just kind of how it's looking. It's kind of like, oh man, he's already kind of coming right in my face. I did do a good job of chaffing up his wild horns and his minotaurs, but his giants and stuff are just kind of moving in like so. Magic phase, he got 8 power dice with his Cobra Kai dice, and he's gonna go ahead and give these guys a buff. I really don't care. He goes ahead and does Touch of the Reaper, which does 1 wound. So he goes ahead and he does it, and I believe I actually let it through because he has so many totems and so many bound items that he's throwing the dice like 1 dice, 1 dice, 2 dice, 1 dice, and I can't stop them all, so I just kind of have to pick and choose which ones I want to stop. So he goes in and does the Touch of the Reaper, hits Longshot, but only does 1 wound, and I'm just like, okay, that's not horrible. He goes ahead and gives this guy a buff, I think to make him distracting, I want to say. I don't remember what he did to this guy specifically. He just put these little tokens there, and he did one to the giant here as well. it's going to start off shooting phase. Shooting phase, this guy's going to go ahead and shoot at Dread, and he just misses. I think he has like one shot, 4 up, and he just rolls like a 1 or a 2, and it just did nothing. So I was just like, okay, whatever. And that's about it. Nobody's in close combat. We're going to go ahead and start off Orcs and Goblins, turn 2, and I keep on nudging the totem when I move this dice here. So Koopa is charging the side flank of that giant. And I know it's just a flank. I don't have to say side. But Koopa's charging the flank of the giant, and he fails the charge miserably. You fat bastard. The Wolf Riders do rally. Check this out on a 3. So they rally. And then I go ahead and I move Dread over this way. I decided, I was playing with the fact that my guys all have like mounts and they could go around and do whatever they need to do. I decided the Forest Goblins should be safe in the forest. They should be able to shoot the hell out of that thing. He's in close range, so I could be able to get double taps on it. This is one of the only times you could see Oncebitten's taking a picture here. I think he only took 1 picture, and it just like multiplied to the rest of the game because I'd never seen this guy take pictures. He's like a ninja taking pictures. Anyways, I go ahead and I move my Wolf Riders, or I just rally them, and I couldn't even move them because it wasn't like no, was it? I think it was. You know what? I take it back. He charged with that freaking Jabber Scythe all the way in the back there, which caused them to flee through his giant, not his Minotaurs. So since he got the charge off with the Jabber Scythe, I just was able to rally, but I wasn't able to move, and that really sucked for me. Besides that, everybody was just kind of moving up like you see. Yeah, I mean, I fail charge, that's what this is. And I didn't really move up with anybody else. Magic Phase, I got 10 power dice, and I go ahead and I throw up 1 dice on Fireball, fail that miserably. I throw up 2 dice onto Swarm of Insects, he stops it this time. And then I go ahead and I throw up 3 dice onto the Redwood Shaft. I'm thinking the Redwood Shaft's going to mess somebody up. I was trying to shoot, I believe, I don't remember which one I was trying to shoot. I think I was trying to shoot one of the monsters. And he goes ahead and uses Dispel Scroll. Alright, so I go ahead and I throw up Shadow Miasma 1 dice, he stops it, and then I go ahead and I throw up 3 dice onto the Curse of the Wildwood, and I fail it. Wow, man, I had 10 power dice, and I just failed everything. That was brutal, man, just brutal. Alright, over here, shooting phase, I throw 40 tomahawks, 40 fucking tomahawks. I only got 2 wounds. Are you kidding me? That thing lived. I turn long shot around this way to deal with the other threat over here, and I go ahead and I shoot all 4 shots, and I miss the guy all 4 times. I'm always hitting on 4s. I got poison shots on 6s, and I miss all 4 shots. And I'm like, son of a bitch, my shooting's just not working for me this way. Alright. So we're going to go into these guys over here, the crossbows. They're going to shoot at the giant horde. They only kill off 2 of the guys. I go ahead and I shoot my Git Launcher to finish off the job here. Gets a direct hit, blows it up, hopefully causes a panic. Not really. None of these guys care. I'm going to go ahead and shoot the other Git Launcher at his Minotaurs, because the Minotaurs right now are the bigger threat to me. I just see these guys. I know the potential they have. They get impact hits. They got a shit ton of attacks. I don't want to deal with these guys. So I shoot it, and I believe it just it hits him, but I believe he ward saved it or something like that, or I don't remember how it worked. No. I think I did a wound. I think I did 1 wound on these guys. Over here, the A-Rock misfires again and blows up its web launcher. Can't shoot for the rest of the game. God damn it. Go ahead and shoot the Splatterer. Splatterer gets a hit. Only kills off 3 guys, though. And that's it for me. It's going to go ahead and start off Oncebitten's turn 2. Alright, here it goes. So he's going to charge in these ambushers over here. I'm like, alright, great. There he goes. I tried to do the Redwood Shaft to shoot a straight line down his ambushers and just kill 5 of them, hopefully. That's what I was trying to do, but that's what he Dispel Scrolled. He goes ahead and he charges his Gore attacks into Koopa, and I'm like, alright, Koopa doesn't care. I roll the dice for his terror check, and Koopa cared. Holy shit. Koopa, you fat son of a bitch, I needed you right now. And he's going to run away. So I'm like, son of a bitch. And he's going to chaff up the freaking Gore-Tax. He runs towards the edge of the table. Doesn't fall off the table, though. And the Gore-Tax is going to fail charge because he has no other choice. Actually, I think he redirected into my Wolf Riders. And my Wolf Riders failed, too. And they're going to keep running this way. Oh, man. Over here is single guys over here going to charge into my Git Launcher. And he's going to charge his Minotaurs into my Forest Goblins. Excuse me, guys, while the ambulance goes by. It's the ambulance, guys. It always comes by. You know that. Anyways, so I believe I stay there for now. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and just stand and shoot. So I stand and shoot. I shoot at these guys. I end up killing off one of his minotaurs with the stand and shoot. Then he decides he's gonna charge his giant in too, and I'm just like, do I want to take a double charge like that? Like that's just nasty. And I'm like, there's just no way in hell that my force goblins are gonna withstand both charges. Then he's also going to move his random mover in there as well. So I'm just like, it's just not possible. He needs. I'll be stubborn in the forest, but he'll need 20 wounds roughly, and he'll wipe out my unit. So I'm just like, you know what? I have to flee. So I'm going to flee. Let him fail charges on both of those, and he decides to redirect the giant, and he redirects both towards my orc horde, but they're a lot further than the forest goblins were, and he's going to go ahead and fail charge with his minotaurs. He gets in with the giant. His briar beast over here. Oh, who's that? I don't know. I'll call him back. His briar beast over here decides to just run right into long shot, which just sucks because I can't do much about that. And yeah, that's about it. So he goes ahead and moves everybody else. Everybody else is like failed charges or just moves up around like so. He moves this guy behind Dread, which I'm just like, oh man, I gotta deal with this guy now. And this is how it looks. He's kind of just caving in on my war machines, which really sucks. He has the ambushers in. He has that freaking other guy in. He has both briar beasts coming in on this side. So Magic Phase, he got 10 power dice, which is just great for him because everything's so low cost on the totems. Gives these guys a totem. I don't even remember what the totems are. He gives this one a totem, and this one right here, this like face, gives him like extra 1 attack and some other stuff to do for close combat. I don't remember. And I dispel scroll. I used one of my dispel scrolls on one of his totems he was trying to do, just because it was gonna. I think it was for the giant, to be honest, to make him harder to hit or something. I don't remember. I don't know the totems that well. So he goes in and does the ambushes for close combat. Ambushes. They actually fail to wound this git launcher. I think I actually did like 1 wound back, and I actually stick there. Or he did 1 wound to me and I just stuck there. I don't remember, but I rolled really low. My general was right there, and I was like, my git launcher's going to stay. This guy over here just destroys this git launcher. He overruns and runs off the table on purpose so I can't target him, and he gets away for now. And then over here, this briar beast destroyed long shot. He's hoping for panic checks, but they don't care. His giant's going at the same time as most of my unit. My BSB does attack first, but it really didn't kill the giant. So he goes ahead and does it. He gets a 6, which is the best thing he could possibly do, which is like 2d6 swings or some shit like that. And he only kills off 2 guys. He had to hit him, which he was hitting on 4s, and he just missed. And oh man, my guys just destroyed that giant outright. He only killed off 2 of my guys, and we get to reform, but I don't really think I wanted to do much because I really couldn't do much. I wanted to get the horde in. I think I should have reformed into ranks, now looking back at it, but whatever. We're going to go into turn 3, ChiHammer here. I failed the fucking frenzy check on my feral orc shaman. I was joking around about it too, like this is the worst time to fail the frenzy check, and he fails, and he has to charge those freaking ambushers. Now I'm thinking like, oh, at least he gets 2 attacks. He has a ward save. He's a tough 4. He'll be fine, hopefully. You know, he could get buffs because he is the shaman. And I'm gonna go ahead and I figure, you know what, I might as well do this. I'm gonna go ahead and charge in. I'm gonna call out the Wog, okay, and I'm gonna charge in with Dread, A-Rock, the Nashers, and I'm going to charge him with the Orc Horde all into his main bunker. His whole main bunker. I mean, if I could get him with everything right now, because he's getting close enough where if I could just nail him with everything right now, take out his biggest point denial unit, I could pretty much just deal with the Minotaurs later. I could deal with, you know, I could deal with the monsters. I could get them all, right? So I go ahead and I call out the Wog. I'm getting all these attacks. I'm charging in, and everybody gets in except for the fucking orcs. The orcs needed like a 10 and they rolled like a 7. And I had like a 3d6 charge because I'm getting the swift stride from the Wog, and they just fail outright. And I'm just like, son of a bitch. Not only that, I like it when the A-Rock is in a combo charge where he doesn't have to, he could just go tip to tip, because if he goes tip to tip, he'll just start just wrecking face and nobody really hurts the A-Rock. But my Orc Horde failed charge. And not only did they fail charge, they left themselves open to get nasty counter charges back. Oh, man. I swift reformed the orcs with the crossbows to deal with the Briar Beast and the shit that's coming up on the right side. I really couldn't do much else with them. And the Nashers got in, of course. We're going to go to Magic Phase. Magic Phase got 7 power dice. I go ahead and I throw up Curse of the Wildwood. I put 3 dice on it. He lets it go through. It. Not only do I want the Dangerous Terrain, I want him to have -1 to hit on my General and the A-Rock. So that's why I kind of did it. And then I go ahead and I throw up all my dice on Shadow Miasma, and he just dispels it. He threw all his dice to kill that spell. We're going to go to Shooting Phase. Shooting Phase, I go ahead and do the Rock Lava into one of his monsters. It drifts off, does nothing. And that's about it for shooting. Close combat, the Nashers just kill this guy's 1 single wound. I'm going to reform the Nashers facing that giant horde that we're fighting over there. Close combat over here. My Shaman only kills off 1 dude. He destroys my freaking War Machine. I got a charge, a side flank, 1 wound, that's 3. He has a banner and did 2 wounds, that's 3. We stick in combat, it's a push. He's going to go ahead and reform facing my Shaman next. Over here, he challenges with his Champ. Now, I honestly believe this is actually, I mentioned this in my Brawler Bash video, I think this is illegal now, because you could only deal like challenges and stuff in the front, I believe. And since my general's on the side flank, I don't have to accept it. I can still just attack his side flank. But correct me if I'm wrong. If any of you guys watching this would are rule Nazis, please just explain to me if this is right or wrong. Can he challenge to the side, or can I just attack the side? I don't know. But anyways, Dread goes first, and Dread just destroys this guy. He gets max wounds. He had 12 attacks right now, and I like. Whenever you need Dread to be accurate, he's not accurate. Whenever it doesn't really matter, like this fight right here, he got like 10 wounds off. I'm like, come on, man. Oh, that's nasty. Over here, his BSB is geared out like crazy. He has a shit ton of attacks. He gets, and then he has that Totem off, which is giving him more attacks. He has a strong weapon. He goes ahead and he hits the A-Rock. The A-Rock already had 1 wound on her, and he gets off like clock, 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 clock. Like, holy shit, 5 wounds on the A-Rock. I mean, I have never seen, besides the Bloodthirsters, I have never seen anybody just destroy the A-Rock like that. A-Rock's going back, or I'm sorry, his rest of his guys gives off like 2 more wounds. She has 1 wound remaining, just 1 wound remaining, and he has like 1 more character in that unit. I think that was the general that did it. I think the BSB had a great weapon. One of them has a great weapon, so whoever has the great weapon is going to just eventually kill her. But before she does that, she's going to try to kill him, and she attacks him, only does 1 wound onto him. That sucks. He goes ahead and kills her. Now, that is 7 wounds, 3 ranks, banner and a BSB, and war banner. Okay? That's 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 combat res for Oncebitten. I got a charge, a flank, and max 4 wounds. So I'm losing by 7. The A-Rock, or 6. The A-Rock needed to kill 6 or 8 guys for me to have won that combat. If my orcs were in, it would have been a total different story. I would have had ranks banners on my side, and I would have had charge. There would have been bodies on both sides. But because the way that happened right then and there, I lose combat. I need to roll Snake Eyes or 3, and I don't. And I go ahead. I think I'm in range for the BSB, and I roll it again, and I don't. So my general runs. He decides not to chase, and I didn't even run far. I think I ran like 4 or something like that. No, I ran far enough. I ran 9. I pop out the other side of that thing over there. He's going to sit there. I do have the Curse of the Wildwood on them, so if he did overrun, he would lose a good chunk of his army. But that's how it looks. It's going to start off his turn. Oncebitten turn 3, I believe this was. It might be 2. I don't remember what turn it is. I think it is 3. So he has this beautiful charge set up. He has the Minotaurs, the Wild Horns, the freaking Giant all charging in. That Dragon Centaur thing's going to charge in. And he goes ahead and rolls it, and everybody gets in except for his wild horns. His wild horns fail the charge, and when they fail the charge, they still have the curse of the wildwood going off, and bam, kill off like 11 of them or 9 of them or something like that, somewhere around there, 9 to 11. Oh, that's awesome! Killed off like a third of that unit. Well, that's the best look I could hope for right now. But he's gonna go ahead and get in. He's gonna also charge in these ambushers into my other war machine, and he decides. As you can see, this is everybody who just got in, just crushing into my guys. Oh, I'm going to have to deal with impact hits and all that. And then this is the biggest FU moment ever. My general, who's still fully healthy, is still fleeing, and he has this freaking random movement guy just staring at him, and he moves right into the Dread and kills Dread. Ah, that causes a panic check on my orcs that are right there, and they're going to run away. They run this way. And oh my god. This is just going to get ugly really fast, guys. This is just going downhill really fast. We're going to go into Magic Phase. He got 8 Power Dice and he channeled. And he does all his totems again. It doesn't really matter. I got nothing right now. So we're going to go to shooting. Shooting this guy right here is going to go to shoot at the War Machine. It doesn't do anything. He misses again. And then this combat over here, I mean, this combat, I'm still frenzied. I still have, 2 attacks. I'm still, a strength 4 orc or strength 5 orc. I don't know what the shaman strength is right now. And I don't do shit. I miss everything. The boar miss, the shaman miss. He goes in and attacks back. He gets 2 wounds. That's all it takes. And he kills my freaking shaman and overruns this way. God damn it. Oh, man. Over here. Oh, man. This combat. He's going to do impact hits. I challenge, just for the hell of it, to see if I can keep my BSB alive. He accepts with his Minotaur. His Minotaur just chumps him up. I had nothing. I had like screaming swords and heavy armor and a 6-up ward. So he just killed my guy, no problem. He goes ahead. The impact hits get like 4 guys. Kills off 4 guys. His who is it? The Minotaurs are going, I think, and they kill off like 3, 6, 7, 8 guys. 8 guys roughly. His my guys go onto his giant. They do 3 wounds onto the giant. Giant attacks back. The dragon centaur is attacking back. I don't remember what else happens. Look at this. This is just a pile of bodies here. I got 4 wounds off on. I killed off like 1 minotaur. Did 4 wounds, and total. And it's just a pile of bloody chaos. I couldn't do enough wounds to make a difference. He killed. I had 33 that were standing there, and it looks like I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 guys left. So he killed at least 20 something guys. You know what I mean? That's brutal. 24 guys. Man, and he charged, and he has banner and all that. I can't. Yeah, I did 7 wounds, guys. Oh man, my guys are gonna run. He's gonna chase. He doesn't chase with everybody. I think he just chases with the Minotaur and the Dragon Centaur, and of course they're gonna catch him. They're gonna mow him down. I believe the Dragon Centaur ran off the table. The Minotaurs are still on the table, but it's gonna go ahead and start off my wonderful turn 4. Now, right now, I have this look on my face like, oh god, everything's dead. And Oncebitten tells me right now, he goes, hey, if you want to just call it right now, it's cool. I know like the game's kind of going in my favor, and I'm just like, you know what? No, let's play to the bitter end, man. This is going to be on YouTube on both of our channels. We're just going to play this to the bitter end. My orcs are just going to go for it. I know for a fact I have no chance in hell of destroying all those units. I have no chance in hell. But you know what? If I'm going to go down, I'm going to go down swinging. So here we go. I'm going to charge in with the Gnashers into the side flank of his failed charging wild horns. And I don't know, they're not still -1 to hit. But I'm going to be able to get a nice side charge in there. And they get in, of course. I rallied my orcs with the crossbows. I'm like, screw it, they're still on the table. And I decided to move Koopa up this way. Koopa is kind of just like, you know what, he's chasing people, but he'll eventually get to somebody. That's all I really have is Koopa, some orcs, and some squigs. Magic Phase got 12 power dice. Out of all phases for me to get 12 power dice, I get it when I lose my freaking level 2. So I go ahead and I do 5 dice on Chariot of the Mist, and I believe he lets this one go through because I'm just going to go ahead and move. And I move my orcs right in the way of my War Machine just to kind of, chaff him with that guy from charging in. I move my Shaman out of the unit with the Shadow spell, the Tribute, and move him this way, but I realize his ambushers up there are chaffing his other ambushers because they overran that way. And so he can't really charge my Shadow Shaman right now from that spot, but I didn't want to lose him if my orcs somehow lose that fight. I'm going to go ahead and do Shadow Miasma. I throw 5 dice onto it, and it goes off. He tried to stop it. He rolls his dice, and I just got a nice roll. Look at that. I got like a 20. And he goes ahead. It goes off, and I lower everything on these guys. Everything. Their initiative, their weapon skill, -2, right? So going into shooting phase, I go ahead and shoot my my splatterer, and it misfires. What the fuck? Of course it misfires. Oh man, it's just one of those games, man. It's just one of those games. I go ahead and I start off close combat over here, and my Nashers were hungry, man. Holy crap. They got pretty much everybody attacking in, right? And I roll, and I only need 3s to hit, and I only need 3s to wound. And holy shit, look at those. Those are all the wounds. I believe it's like 22 or 24, somewhere around there. I'm not going to count it. Holy shit, they ate that unit. This is his unit afterwards. Look at that tray in the back. That tray is just dead bodies. Here, I'll put up a close-up on that tray. Look at that. It's just dead bodies. Holy shit. Those Nashers were hungry. He attacks back, kills off only 3 of the Nashers. That unit is definitely going to run. And when they run, the Nashers actually eat the unit, and they overrun right into his Gore-Tex. And I'm just like, you know what? I can end the game now. That was awesome. I killed at least his general, his shaman, and his BSB in one shot with Nashers. Oh, God. I overrun into the Gore-Tex. I'm not looking forward to fighting this Gore-Tex either. Not only that, he's going to be able to charge. He could charge all his monsters in if he wants because it's just facing him down. And I'm just like, yeah, oh well. Let's just do it, right? And I believe that was the end of my turn. It's going to start off Oncebitten's turn 4, I think this was. And he's going to go ahead and move up. Or he's gonna charge here into my orcs, like I figured. Okay, he contemplated charging here. I don't think he does. I think he's just like, nah, and takes it away. So of course this guy's gonna charge in. These guys go ahead and reform facing this way, and he's coming for my shaman. He's coming for my orcs. And then his minotaurs are coming back on the table. His freaking dragon centaurs coming back on the table, and he moves his giant and his jabber scythe towards the remaining unit that's on the table. He's just figuring, you know what, he figures the Gore-Tex will hold on. He'll regain some wounds and stuff with his special ability. So he's figuring he's just going to go ahead and do that. He's going to leave the Nashers alone and just kind of go towards the rest of the table and just mop up, right? So magic phase, he got 5 power dice. I don't know what he did with the 5 power dice. He's going to go into close combat. Close combat over here. He only kills off 4 of my guys. I should be steadfast on a 7. I failed the steadfast. God damn it. And they're going to run. He obviously catches them, overruns into my splatter. It's just one of those games, man. The Nashers, they did 4 wounds onto the Gore-Tex. The Gore-Tex attacks back, kills off like 7 Nashers. Now, I did charge. I did have like at least 1 rank and 4 wounds. I lost by 1. They are leadership 5. I need a roll of 4. I failed that 4. Now, I did have at least 2 ranks left, which is doing like 20 or something like that. I think. So I think I'm doing like, I want to say I did like 5 or 6 wounds to everybody in the 6-inch radius of our 5 or 6 attacks. I go ahead and I hit that Gore-Tex. I go ahead and I hit that giant, and I go ahead and I hit that jabber scythe. Boom! Kill the Gore-Tex. Kill the giant. And I hit the freaking jabber scythe, but I only did 3 wounds onto the jabber scythe. Oh my god, that was awesome. I couldn't ask for a better sabotage there, which is awesome. I was like, I'm already losing. Might as well take as much as I can with me. It's going to go ahead and start off my turn 5. And Koopa is charging the Minotaurs. He's like, fuck it. I'd rather charge them than them charge me. His Dragon Centaur's out of line of sight anyways, and I'm just like, oh well. They're frenzied. They can't run. I'm like 10 inches away. Or I need to roll a 10, and he gets in. Holy shit, does he get in? So he goes in, just face first into these guys. Oncebitten's like, I got this, man. Koopa can't handle all those guys by himself. So I'm like, whatever. Look, this is him taking a picture. That's his ninja pictures. So then Koopa's just like, ah ha ha, like the fat bastard he is. I get 8 power dice, alright? So I go ahead and I do Chariot of the Mist, and I move my guy back here, and I'm using the Shadow Step to just get out of line of sight of anything. I'm just like, fuck this, I'm getting the hell out of dodge. I use the rest of my dice, and I just throw it onto Shadow Miasma. I throw all my dice onto it, 5 dice, I get it off, and I get a big one off, and I get 3. So I'm going first, I'm attacking first, I'll at least kill one guy, so that way I don't get as many attacks back at me, and they're going to have to hit me on 5s, right? So we're gonna go into close combat. Close combat, I kill one entirely, and I do one more wound over here. He goes ahead and attacks back, and he's doing like I don't know 20 or 30 attacks, but he's hitting me on fives. He's wounding me on threes, I think it is, and he only gets one wound through my one-up armor for a pre-gen. I'm surprised he even got the one wound through. But holy shit, so I won. He is steadfast, but I think he's like steadfast on a 7. He rolls the dice and it's like boom, boom, 10. And I'm just like, holy shit, Koopa! You took out the whole fucking unit. I'm chasing you off the board because I want to get rid of those fucking bastards. And Koopa just runs this way. You fat bastard, Koopa. Oh my god. And this is how the table looks. Now, if you realize, it's a lot emptier. It's just a lot emptier. It's gonna start off his turn. He's just gonna go ahead and try to hunt the Shadow Shaman, and Shadow Shaman's like, fuck this shit. And he misses. He misses again. He missed like I think every shot he took with that thing. And it's gonna start off my turn, and I'm just using my magic phase. I'm going ahead and do Shadow Miasma. I get it off. I try to do Chariot. He dispels it. Then I do Shadow Miasma on this guy to lower his movement so he can't chase me. And I go ahead and I do Shadow Step, and I move the Shaman even further. I'm trying to stay out of his line of sight of all his charges and just get away. And I can't really get out of range because I'm just going to be able to get charged by something eventually. So it's going to start off his last turn. In his last turn, he moves up his guy, he shoots, and it finally hits the Shaman. Finally kills the Shaman. Holy shit. Even though I lost like on the turn that the orcs failed to charge, right? I was in the middle of the game. I was a bit disheartened. I was like, I'm gonna get my ass kicked by this guy, right? But what made it all worth it was after the fight. After the fight, the look of Oncebitten's face when he said, "I know I still won, but I didn't win by much." And I'll take that any day. I'll take that any day. It was a very orc and goblin-y win for me. Just because I was like, you know what? He killed my army. Koopa's still alive. He's 185 points, which isn't shit, right? And he only had probably like maybe 400 or 500 points left on the table. He has a wounded Jabbersafe. He has 2 ambushers. And that stupid guy and 1 Briar Beast. The Briar Beast is only like 55 points. The ambushers can't be that many points because they're only small units of 10. And the hero is a hero. So I was just like, I'll take that. It's if it was in a tournament setting, it would have been like not even a 10-10. It would probably been like a 12-8 or something like that, or a 13-7. But I'll take that small loss by the impressive Oncebitten. I spent the weekend at Oncebitten's house. It was a great experience. I learned a lot about different things about the game and also different things about YouTube as well. And I had a great time there. Right after this game, I got a game against Spam Sandwich, Tuna Sandwich. If I was there, I was trying to get a game against him as well, but he had to finish painting his army before Brawlers the next day. So I got a game against his brother, Spam Sandwich, right afterwards. I honestly had a lot of fun in this game, actually, because it's a bloody game. There's dead bodies on both sides. And, my War Machines let me down. I really do think my War Machines let me down. Longshot let me down. He should have killed that guy a long time ago, and that guy caused a lot of havoc on my back lines. And the fact that he's so small and an ambusher is really a dangerous thing. One of the things I learned is just try to not leave my War Machine so spread out when there's ambushers. Just kind of leave them packed together so you can't fit in the cracks and he has to come into an obvious spot. I also think I should be bringing around either. I really need squig hoppers, but it doesn't matter now in version 9.9. But what I need is probably like a chariot, like a goblin chariot, just kind of protecting those War Machines. So when ambushers pop, they just get rammed. My Shadow Shaman, it's kind of sad to me that the Shadow is going to be only on a level 3 and up in version 9.9. But I really think that Shadow Shaman really kind of was the hidden MVP here. My MVP, I know everybody thinks it should be Koopa, and I know Oncebitten said it on his video that he thinks it should be Koopa, but my MVP was actually the Nashers. The Nashers took out his Wild Horns, the Nashers took out a Giant, and the Nashers took out the Gore-Tex. The Nashers took out over like 1,200 points or some shit like that. Koopa did take out a Minotaur's unit head on. I actually, after Oncebitten put up his video on this, I got Facebook messages from people saying Koopa's my hero. Koopa, you fat bastard, I love you. And yeah, you know, a one-up armor goblin is really an issue to a lot of people because a lot of people don't have ways to deal with one-up armor characters. So I always kind of have either Chicken Head or Koopa out there just to kind of be that asshole. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoy this. I really do enjoy making these videos. Hit like, hit subscribe if you haven't already. And if any of my, if I got any new viewers off of this because I played against Oncebitten, now I welcome you to subscribe to my channel. And it's always, all my videos are like this. If you guys feel the need to help support my my battery costs for taking these pictures, you guys can always hit the donate button, support button on my YouTube channel page on the right side. And besides that, I feel like I'm missing something. I don't know why, but anyways, I will be putting up the next two videos that I have. I'm on the road to Adepticon now, guys. So Adepticon's my next freaking tournament that I'm going to. It's still version 0.11 at Adepticon, so I'm not doing the updated rules. And I have a big brawl, which is a 3,000 point tournament. I have the singles tournament, which is a 2,400 point tournament. I'm really contemplating keeping similar lists to what I have right here. The one thing I am changing is my orcs, so they're not these little chubby guys like this. I'm gonna bring out my feral orcs again. I'm changing my BSB to a feral orc BSB, give him a little bit more extra firepower. And the model I'm working on, guys, I don't know if I should show the sneak peek or not. Screw it, I'll show the sneak peek here. This is the model I'm working on. It's a beaut. It is seriously a beaut, and this is just half built. I have to paint the pieces before I glue them all together, so it's just, I am looking forward to this. This is my new feral orc BSB that I'm working on with the armor of Gork, or plates of Tuk-Tek, whatever. Alright, guys, I will see you guys in the next video, and take care, peace. If you guys have any comments, leave it in the comment section below, and I'd love to hear what you guys have to say about this game, about any of my games, or any of the rules. And I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Peace.